There's some absolute terrible advice out there for diabetes and how to manage it. I'm going to share with you the absolute worst information that has ever been shared with a diabetic, and this is coming directly from the American Diabetic Association. And we're going to get started right now. Well, hello everyone, I'm Dr. Glenn Harrison, and welcome to this week's segment of Why. This is where we take just a few minutes to answer some of the most common health-related questions and concerns that I see in my office every day. So I get a lot of patients coming in with type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or even pre-diabetics, and sometimes they get information that just doesn't fit. It's just extremely inaccurate. And I'm going to share with you, I don't want you to take my word on what is good information or what is bad information, but if you understand the mechanisms of diabetes, well then you can, then you have the information to know, is the information aligned with the problem or not aligned with the problem? So diabetes is really, where you have too high a blood sugar and you can't get that blood sugar down. And then if the blood sugar stays up too long, it creates other health problems, but that is called diabetes. And then there's type 2 diabetics. The vast majority of all diabetes, 90%, are type 2. And this is where their pancreas still makes insulin, but not enough insulin, and their blood sugar stays high. Okay, so that's lifestyle diabetes, really. And then there's that 10% that are type 1 diabetics. They're diagnosed when they're young, usually, or they're type 2 and they convert into type 1. So type 1 is where the pancreas just can't make any more insulin. Whether the pancreas has been overproducing for so long and can't keep up and it literally wore out, you start injuring the cells of the pancreas because it can't make enough insulin, or it's an autoimmune thing where the immune system has been destroying the pancreas. So there's type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes. This information applies to all okay? So that's what diabetes is, and we do know the simple things that sugar naturally brings up blood sugar, gives our body more work, and adds more of a problem, to a problem. But there's other foods that also cause blood sugar to elevate. These are what we call high glycemic index foods, or foods with a high glycemic index. And modern day grains, I pick on these a lot because it's a problem. Modern day grains are literally like sugar. Well, processed grains, especially wheat flour. Wheat flour actually spikes your blood sugar higher than table sugar does, and it stays higher longer than if you were to eat table sugar. So we have to be very, very cautious with our modern day processed grains and what they're doing to our body. It's a form of sugar, but not quite converted, but it happens in our blood. So that is the mechanism and how some of these foods affect it. So now let's see what our friends at the American Diabetic Association put together. So, I read about this and then I couldn't believe it, so I actually had to go on their website to truly see it. So, not all of it is bad, but they have a platform, which I kind of like the concept. Bear with me. I kind of like the concept, and it's called a plate method. And I don't know how long they've been doing this, but the plate method, and it's diabetesfoodhub.org. It's right on the American Diabetic Association's website. I'll put the link below for your entertainment. But what they say is, they break the plate up into different portions, right? And this is for the diabetics. This is the reputable source for diabetes information. So they break the plate up into 3 categories, makes it nice and easy. First category, which I do agree with this, 1/2 the plate should be non-starchy vegetables. I like that. I think it's great. It fits, right? Starchy vegetables could add more sugar to your bloodstream and add to this sugar load. And then 1/4 of your plate, they talk about, animal protein. I like that. They also suggest dairy is a great source. I don't think so, not for type 1s, because dairy tends to aggravate autoimmune disorders like type 1 diabetes. So, I don't quite agree with them on that animal section. But this is the one that I really don't like. This is the funny one. Carbohydrate foods. So 1/2 supposed to be non-starchy vegetables, 1/4 animal protein, and the final portion of the plate, the other quarter, is carbohydrate-rich foods. But these are simple carbohydrates. So out of the things on this list, the top thing of priority is grains, whole grains, and flour. It's madness. It's like, okay, we can't have candy, but let's have super candy, and let's see how your blood sugar does. I honestly don't know why this is. I don't get it. But anyway, that is the information that you got to be careful with as a diabetic. And I've been a diabetic. I've been a pre-diabetic. And then after 1 year, I moved into a diabetic status. I'm not a diabetic anymore. But if I would have followed this information from the American Diabetic Association, there's no way my blood sugar would be stable today. So be careful what you read, do your homework, don't just trust me, but be cautious with the American Diabetic Association. If you have any questions or looking for help, there's you can click the link below, schedule a free call with myself, and I can give you my thoughts on your case and see if I can help. If I can't help, I'll point you in the right direction where someone can. But be cautious with the information out there and do your own research, and you can overcome these blood sugar problems. So with that being said, I'm Dr. Glenn Harris, and I look forward to talking to you next day where we're going to answer the why to another health-related question.